following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the October 20th Turnaround Thursday edition of the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And, of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we're going to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Now is not too soon. 877-927-6648. Of course, internationally, 727-445-1044. So let's go ahead and get this wonderful show started. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Stevie Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Right now, we've got the Dow trading up 12 points, trading at 18,214. S&P is flat at 2144. NASDAQ Composite down 2 points at 1220. The DAX, Russell, is off about 2 points. Trading at, no, it's the Russell that's at 1220. The Composite, I kind of really screwed that up. The Composite's down 2 points as well. She's trading at 52.44. The DAX closed up 55. FTSE up 5. Gold is back $3. Looks like it's going to pull back more. Silver's up or down 11 cents. I'll get my act together. Don't worry about it. 17.54 is what that is trading at. That being silver. Hi-ho silver. Light sweet crude is back about $1, trading at 50.83. Leading the charge to the upside, Snap-on. Is that Snap-on Tools out there? Up $11.80, nearly about 8 cents. Gotta like a Snap-on tool. iRhythm Technologies up $9.55. Maybe that is a IPO. I don't know. IRTC. Although we gotta like the rhythm of this. Yeah, it is an IPO, so we won't worry too much about iRhythm Technologies. You've got American Express up $6. Landstar up 5, Exponent up 5, Icon up 580, Graco up 360. To the downside, leading the chart here, you've got DST Systems. That's off about 11%, down $12. Core Laboratories off $9. LRI Corp down $6.85. Amazon off $4. Lithium Motors down $6. So plenty to look at here, and certainly plenty to look at in the overall market. But yesterday, you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. That's one way. Calling is an excellent way because, boom, typically you get right on in, and we get to take a look at, at your equity, whatever it is that you want to trade, and you're looking for additional information for. Of course, inside the den, I try to keep my third eye on that for any pings, any instant messages there. Yeah, the problem with the email, and I received a couple of yesterday after the show, I finally saw that they had come in. I don't know what time many of these are being sent. I suspect it is not the time at which they are getting through. Sometimes with the ISP provider that we utilize, emails get delayed. Not always, but sometimes they just simply get delayed out there. So if I don't get to your email, it's typically because it's really not arriving until late in the show, like 5 minutes to, 10 minutes to. And in any event, so there were a few from yesterday. Ken in Wyoming asked about U.S. Steel yesterday. X is a ticker symbol today. He's asking about OHI. So we're going to go take a look at that. And Steve, I don't know where you were from, but it doesn't matter. You got the same name as me, so you can be from anywhere. And he wanted to take a look at TNA. So let's go take a look at and then we'll go to the general markets here because I didn't get to them yesterday. So let's go take a look at. I don't even know what OHI is, but we're going to go find out. OHI is the ticker symbol. and that is Omega Healthcare. Oh, okay, Omega Healthcare. Now, if we take a look at again, like I usually do, I've got two different charting packages because I've got sets of different tools that we take a look at to see what's going on. So I've got one screen out here with a set of tools, so I can, in an instant, see that we've got a Tom DeMark 9 count, and Ken is looking for an entry point into this. Now, when I say a TD setup, in essence, that's what it is. When you get this little TD 9 count, whoops, that's the gold contract for 5 hours. That is the wrong chart. Here's the correct chart out here as we put it all together. See this black number 9 out here? This took place on October the 12th. Ken, when we get that 9 count can be, not always, can be a spot where you begin to see some type of reversal forming. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole setup here, but this set of 9 counts is more suggesting that there could be a bottom. So that's why we're going to take a look at it out here for you. Now, is this chart updating? Yeah, it is. Thank goodness. Sort of figured that out earlier today. The problem here, Ken, is that its price is trading with inside this TAS market profile. We do have an A to B equals CD to the downside. Looks like that completed here. Let's draw that in for us to take a look at. So there's our A to B equals CD, a 1-to-1. You do have a couple of bullish reversal signals. Before you go ahead and enter this trade, I really want to see this price oscillator, that's the bottom portion of my screen, turn up. And the way that this turns up is that price trades above the red line on my chart. This is a red line. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what. We want to make sure that we pay attention to this red line. So at this stage, you're not in the game on this equity, OHI. Let me see what that exact number is as we speak right now. There's a data box. That data box says, Johnny, the number would be 33.39. So we're trading at 33.38. Does 1 penny make a difference? In this instance, yeah, it actually does make a difference out here. Today, if you were to close above that 33.39 level, then you'd have your second buy signal out here. And with regard to a stop, by the way, it's going to be placed underneath. I would think it'd be placed underneath the low from October the 12th, and that is at 32.90 area. So maybe if you're looking to come in, and that's in essence a Gartley buy pattern, that A to B equals CD to the downside is a Gartley buy inside of this equity. That's a daily chart that we're looking at out here. Now, what you also going to want to see, hope I said that correctly, on any bullish move to the upside is you're going to want to see price get above its TAS daily profile high, 33.95. The issues with regard to the stock that you have to be somewhat concerned with, I'm not so concerned about this high volume bar here from September 16th, 6.3 million shares, no wide price spread. So I can't make hay out of what the heck that means out here. You've got this set of a high volume bar, which was 9.2 million shares on July 12th. We're in essence trading into that with lighter volume. So that's a little bit of a positive sign. I'm going to put this on a weekly chart here for both you and I just to see if there's anything that pops up to us. And is there? And the answer is no, not really. There's nothing I see out here on the weekly chart that makes me want to say one thing or another out here. So Ken, that's my initial 2-minute take, if you will. I might have taken more than 2 minutes on Omega Healthcare. So when we get back, let's do this. Let's go take a look at the general market, equity futures contracts. Let's see what they did. Rick.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Earlier in that last segment, you and I, Ken, we were taking a look at the ticker symbol OHI, Omega Health. And one of the things that we noticed was we had a lightning bolt pattern in A to B equals CD. That had completed. Saw the bullish reversal signal. Really the same thing going on inside the market today. Now, the screen that you're looking at is the NQ, the NASDAQ Equity Futures Contract. This is the 30-minute chart out here. And the nice thing about these different patterns is they all work the same. They're no matter what time frame it is that you trade. And I had mentioned that Omega Health had formed and confirmed a Gartley buy pattern. That is exactly what has taken place inside of the NQ on a 30-minute basis. So as price was moving lower this morning, you might have wanted to say to yourself, what is going on? Right? Marvin Gaye. And what we would have known, you knew this, right? Because you would have said, okay, let me go to my intraday time frame charts, get a feel for what's going on inside the market, see where the next price projections are, because that's what the A to B equals CD tool is, allows us to project different levels of price. The market does 75% of the work for us. It completes the A point, the B point, and the C point. Nothing more than swings where we see significant changes in trend. Then you and I just simply need to master that C to D level. And that C to D level could be one-to-one, could be an expansion, which we take a look at, or I take a look at as a Fibonacci expansion, 1.272, 1.618, 2.0, 2. You get the feel for it, right? And so the market has just but one role, and that's to communicate to you and I. We just need to learn the language, which is relatively easy to do out here if you're willing to spend the time. And I really shortchange that with the different workshops I put together, such as the one on Japanese candlesticks out here, because I'm not going to confuse you with the 30, 40 Japanese candlesticks that are out there. They're fun. Yeah, they've got cute names, but only a handful are the ones that you really need to focus on and pay attention to. Look, one of those would be the piercing candle, which is exactly what formed out here on a 30-minute basis at 11 o'clock. Well, beginning at 11 o'clock. So between 11 and 11:30. Now, the price projection here was 47.98 and a quarter. The actual low that took place was 47.98.75. You got to love it. Close enough for our type of work out here, right? Now, you don't know if that's going to be a reversal. You got to wait for that next candle session, which took place here, as I say, between 11 and 11:30, a little piercing candle out there. Now, what was also going on in the shorter term time frame, and I posted this inside of the Tiger's Den as this was going. I knew that this was the pattern that was out here, and I also happened to have the 10-minute charts for the NQ and for the ES and for the Dow up on my screen on different screens out here. And I also get these little signals that get sent to my phone, text messages that tell me when we get to wave 6 and 7 out here on different time frames. And we got to a nice little 6 wave out here at about 10:40. And by 11 o'clock, right? So at 11 o'clock, the NQ is hitting the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. The ES Mini, if you're watching us on TigerTV, that's the screen you're looking at right now, gets to a 7th wave move out there. You know, you got to start to lick your chops as a potential for a reversal, right? And what forms on the 10-minute chart was the hammer candle. You know that is your favorite candle and mine when the market is. Why is our favorite candle? Because it's a one-candle reversal. We don't have to wait for what goes on the next candle. It is a one-candle reversal pattern out there. That is a beautiful thing. So on the ES Mini, the trade is pretty. Oh, and it was also, I said 7th wave. Price was moving lower with less relative energy. So we have 3 patterns out here inside of the ES Mini, all culminating or completing, really is what I should say, at the same time, with an A to B equals CD. Now, the reason I was really more focused on the NQ, right, because it's in essence been stronger out here. And when I say, oops, I didn't mean to do that. When I say stronger, yeah, what do you mean by stronger? Well, in this case here, what we can see, and let me turn off the profiles. Let me turn off the market profiles. Right, let's just try to clear our palette out here. Where are they? There we go. What we can see here is this was a nice Gartley buy pattern. A Gartley buy just simply coming down from the swing point here on October 17th, about 5 in the morning. No, I got to grab the right gosh darn tool out there. Otherwise, it just won't work. Here, we're going to do it one more time, about from the low to the high out here. And what was it also doing? A 0.786 retracement. Right, you got 3 different. I use 3 different retracement levels: 382, 618, 786. So, Gartley buy confirmed. Piercing candle, follow through, 10-minute chart, all telling us what the market wanted to do. Could not have been giving you any more signals out here. You know, eliminate the emotion, understand the patterns, what to look for, so that you can gauge what the market wants to do. Now, a Gartley buy pattern, which is exactly what has occurred inside the NQ, has 5 different outcomes. And those outcomes are just simply taking a look at from the high of the A to B equals CD pattern down to the D point. So it's really the A to the D point. Well, outcome number 1 is a 0.382 retracement. And if we take a look at what was going on here, come on, stop that. No, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to my my little mouse and my system out here. There we go. Because I would never speak to you like that. I would never say stop it. But but I will to myself. I absolutely. And it's great to talk to yourself, is it not? In any event, here's the point. You're coming into that 0.382 retracement level with a fairly wide-ranging bar. That's a beautiful thing. What's the signal there? I want to go to level number 2, outcome number 2, which is what? The 0.618 retracement. What did the NQ do? It took an hour or so to do that, got right up to that second retracement level. That is 48.34. Now, is there any other pattern out here, either on a 10-minute basis? I'm going to just come back here into the ES as an example. Let's just do our wave counts to the upside. Let's go see what we've got coming out here. Is there anything that gives us any kind of signal that the move is over? Because it can be. A lot of people like to get off that elevator. Floor 618, if you are in Clearwater, I can promise you're going to come to the TFNN building, you're going to get off on floor 6, and you're going to walk to suite 618. That's just what people do. You get to that 6th floor or that 0.618 floor, and you get out. That's what traders, in essence, have been doing. But right now in the ES Mini, I'm combining them both out here because I'm trading the ES Mini. Not that I don't trade the NQ, but really. And in this case here, price is still above its short-term oscillator on change line, 2135.50 is what we'll call it. It says 0.70, so we'll call it 0.50 at this stage. And if price stays above that, you know, all is well in the Motor City out here. But this could be the extent of the move out here. If it's not, there's no bearish reversal signal or anything like that on the 30-minute chart, then price will want to go to the next level. Next level, 0.786, just like it did on the downside. Same thing on the upside, that's 48.44. Then you get your move of a move. That's all the way back to the original swing point, the A point of the A to B equals CD downside, 48.56. And then the ultimate is it turns into an A to B equals CD to the upside. So that is what's going on. That's what the markets are doing out here. That's why we pay attention. Now, we have to try to figure out what is it communicating to us right this very second. As I said, we went over and took a look at the ES. Let's just go ahead and pull over the 10-minute NQ out here. Let's go see what it was doing. Really, you're going to see similar, right? Similar things to what went on inside the ES, but not exactly the same out here. It's not always exactly the same. If we do our wave counts, you're only in wave count number 2, 48.25, 48.24. is the number you'd be paying attention to, where the NQ has to move below for the pattern inside the NQ to fail. So right now it says like the fifth dimension, up, up and away in my beautiful balloon. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. How many of you remember that tune? We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So one last piece. We took a look at a 10-minute chart and a 30-minute chart. ES Mini NQ out here. And so in order to gauge what the strong indices, it's sort of been a little bit weak here lately, the NQs, they're right now up, and you're watching us on Tiger TV. I did a workshop last night for subscribers where we discussed how to create, how to form, how to trade, what they mean, the horizontal trading ranges. Here is a 30-minute chart for the NQ. So I'm back to, I thought it was at the 120-minute chart. We're at the 30-minute chart here for the NQ, are we not? Just want to make sure. Yeah, we are. Okay, so which is cool. So you can see this 4830.79 area. Solid dash lines out here, significant level of support or resistance. At this stage right now, it is resistance. So getting up above that level as well. I gave you the downside aspect with regard to the oscillator and change line. Now I've got your ceiling out here. I don't know who's going to win this battle. The message is still, as we took a look at the charts, is short-term bullish. We should anticipate further price moves to the upside. But I can tell you, this is a significant area of resistance right now. Getting above it would be very good. Now, let's go back and take care of Mr. Ken and Mr. Steve and take a look at U.S. Steel. X is a ticker symbol for Ken. This was from yesterday, and I don't recall if you were looking to get in or if you were in. If you were in. How do you like that? I think you are in on this equity, and I'll say kudos to you. I would have said kudos to you yesterday. Today would be double kudos. Why? Well, let's take a look at U.S. Steel. What do we know? We talked about a Tom DeMark setup, 9 count, and you got that same 9-pin action right here on the trading day of September 15th. Oftentimes an area where a reversal will occur, either a timeout or a reversal. In this case here, guess what? It goes from one 9 count to the next 9 count all the way up here. Right? So you can see this work in, full motion, whatever that means. But September 30th, you get that same little 9 count. Then you get a pullback, a test of this swing point area. Price now firmly up above our oscillator and change line. So if you're in this equity, have your stop below 1745, or probably really below the swing point from September 19th is what I would be looking at out here. So, is there any other pattern that is out here inside of U.S. Steel? Well, there's no A to B equals CD to the upside. Nothing like that, Ken, that you can play. All at this stage that you can really do is gauge the swing points and gauge the TAS market profile high. So if we take a look at the daily I'm referring to, if we take a look at that bearish reversal signal, September 29, 23 million shares is what it did, and today you're 29 million shares coming into it. That is a beautiful thing. That's what you want to see. You want to see coming into a swing point with volume. That is what U.S. Steel is doing. Now what you want to see is a move above that high, close above that high. Forget about it moving and grooving. 1901 is the number, and 1990. Was it 1901? No, it probably wasn't. It was $20, $20.28. So a close above that, a close above the 1990. That would then say price heads to 22.50 out there. So nice trade if you are in that. That is U.S. Steel. Steve wanted to look at TNA, which really means this day and age you got to be careful how TNA. It's actually a ticker symbol out there, folks. So which really also means that we really should be looking at IWM. But in the case with the TNA ticker symbol out here is really the 3 times long position inside of the Russell 2000. Now, Steve, I apologize. I don't recall whether you were looking to get in and so on and so forth out here. But let me specifically look at TNA, the direction shares 3 times bull move inside of the Russell 2000. And I still have this slight little delay out. Here's the problems with regard to, in essence, TNA and or IWM. But let's just specifically stay with this equity. We talked about the little 9 counts out here, Tom DeMark setup. Those can also begin the sequence counting of what's called a Tom DeMark sequential count, which in essence is what occurred out here when TNA made its high on September 8th. I mean, right to the T. Then you had a gap down. You moved below my oscillator and change line, that big gap down on September. I don't know why it says September 12th. It was really September 9th out there. Yeah, September the 9th out there. So right now, if you're long TNA, it's a little risky. And it's a little risky because you need to see this get back above the oscillator and change line of 75, 75.47. That's the number you are looking for out here, because at this stage it's given you a topping signal, hasn't really given you any kind of bottoming signal, although there is some support for you, and that is your weekly TAS market profile. That's the number I would be looking at. If there was a close below 71.80 and you were in this thing to the long side, I would say go ahead and conserve your money, pull it off the table, get ready to, look for the next trade. But this is, of all the indices out here, IWM is really the weakest of them all. Almost sounds like, I don't know what that sounds like. Here's the IWM. I think, does IWM have the same oscillator position? No. The IWM, so it's an excellent question, and thank you for asking, Duffy. And it's really why you should trade TNA off of IWM. So Duff Meister is extraordinary with regard to his timing for asking the right question at the right time. And you got to like that. So really, I would then say to Steve-O is, hey, watch the oscillator and change line inside the IWM. That is priced out right now as we speak at 122.05. And if you don't get above 122.05, it doesn't say that you're in the wrong side of the position. Again, no real bottoming signal here. A test of a swing point from looks like September 14th, September 13th. But you really want to see price get back above that oscillator unchanged line out there. So I hope that assists you with your trade or not trade inside of the Russell 2000. If you're not inside that trade, I'm suggesting not to get inside that trade just yet. All righty, so that takes care of everybody. Oh, no, there's one more. Bill asked the question about GDX, and the question was something like, will this pull back further? So let's go take a look at the GDX, and I believe the answer to that question is it's very possible that it will. Here is the GDX. We know it's in a descending price channel. Here's what you probably want to watch on GDX, and I'll give you a couple of different things to actually watch on the GDX for you. So the first thing, though, on this chart that you're looking at is going to be the top of the TAS daily box out here, which price got above yesterday. Nice volume in it yesterday, 88 million shares. Yeah, it's going against a downdraft, huge downdraft of 232 million shares. Yeah, we're not likely to see that kind of volume out here, but it's up above a level of old resistance, or should have been old resistance. And right now today was just a test of that resistance area. It's now support. Therefore, 24.45 is the number that you want to be watching, Bill. If you get a close below that, does it mean that you should exit the trade? No, it means that price is going to pull back. Now, in just taking a look at this tool, this indicator, where would you say that price would pull back to? And I'd say you want to go ahead and give it the range of where price would pull back to. We would say 23.05 to 23.51. And that's the decision you'll need to make only if you see a move below 24.45. Now, the problem with that is you can make that decision by 4 o'clock, but let's face it. If gold continues to pull back, which it's given us every indication at this stage that it wants to, and you say why, I say because it made that same price relative strength divergent pattern on the 2-hour chart, a seventh wave, a Stevie Wonder move, singing in the key of G, a TD sequential count, see the number 13 out there. It is Paul Revere of the 2-hour charts in gold saying, yeah, I want to pull back further. That's what Goldilocks is doing. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back. Tom had written in and asked about the GDXJ, but we had already covered in essence, the GDX for Bill. But Tom's question is what do you think about entering long, the mining sector at this stage? So far it's held up really well. And again, the same point is that at this stage, the GDX is test level support. That's a beautiful thing, even with the, slightly higher dollar out here trading at 98.20. So that's good. The problem becomes out here that, we've got some nice signals, whether it's a 2-hour chart or even a 30-minute chart inside of Goldilocks. That's suggesting that it may want to pull back further out here. So with those signals, I would say if you're not already in, I would say wait to see if, in fact, you get a pullback that these two charts here, 30-minute, 120-minute charts, provide to you. See if you can get more of a retracement out here. That's what I would say. And Danny says pull back to where? Where would gold pull back to? And that's a great question as well. To answer that question, and this chart over here, give me a moment to try to pull this up. I've got to put the continuous contract, unfortunately. I apologize. I can't pull up the December contract on this other screen. But the number, Danny, approximately, if that's okay, if I can, within a buck or two, give you, would be 1260. Now, 1260, you're going to say, how'd you come up with that? And I saved you from actually having to say, how'd you come up with that? I came up with that no different than what you and I do all the time. And I do mean all the time. That's our oscillator unchanged line. See, if I put the December contract, it's going to be a slightly different number. But the data, I don't have enough data here to make it look pretty, the stock chart. And so 1260 is the number that we're going to go with. And if price is able to pull back and test that level, then that would be your entry point. The problem is, with regard to the mining equities, the problem is this could happen overnight. It doesn't have to. It's not going to necessarily wait till 9:30 just because the U.S. stock market is open. But that to me looks like what gold may want to do is pull back there, which is going to be different than taking a look at our TAS profiles. We can do that as well, Danny, and that's going to give you a couple of other numbers, or really a number, which is 1252. So, that would be the range. 1252 to 1260 would be the level of where, gold could pull back to. So we'll see. If you're, like I say, if you're not in a trade, the signals are enough to say we ought to wait for that. If you are in a trade, just says, depending on where you're at, you either take your profits because you're anticipating a retracement, or you just weather the storm because you know ahead of time, it's like, hey, the weather's going to be bad, so you don't plan on playing golf, right? There's a storm that's coming in. So in this case here, the not playing golf is I'm not going to go play in this market and add to a position or get into a new position. I'm expecting a storm. And when I say storm, you know what I mean. I'm not really talking about a storm. I'm just talking about a rainstorm. That's lightning. And you don't want to go ahead and play golf in a lightning. So that's my take there. So I think I've covered all of the questions out here. So let's go take a look at back to like the general markets out here. Jay in the den mentioned something about the VIX, and he was absolutely right. Not good for the bears out here. And really what he was referring to was a test of the low. But in addition to that, that's not good. Connection lost. What the Sam heck? Am I live there, Steve-O? Give me a high sign. Somebody in the den, say yes, you can hear me. If you can't hear me, that's a bummer. Yeah, okay, thank you, Jay. Okay, so Jay was talking about getting me back and testing the lows out here. I like loud and clear. The low of today is 1387. We're trading at 1404 right now. The number that I would be paying attention to, there will be two that I would be paying attention to, two numbers I'm going to give you. 1420 is one of them. That's a 50-day exponential moving average. You close below that, and it doesn't give you the same guarantee that we had the other day when we were looking at that 1550 number. That was the guarantee. But what this does is the preponderance of evidence says that you're going to even move lower inside of the VIX index out there. So you close below 1420, and Jay's absolutely right. It does not bode well for the bears out there. Says that VIX ought to move lower, prices in the S&P ought to move sideways to higher out here. So that's the first level. To the upside, if you were to see the VIX index today close above 1483, that's the number right now, 1483, then that says, hey, it's not good for the bulls. It's in fact, I'd say it's definitely not good for the bulls if we were to see that. We got a nice little Gartley buy pattern that's in play out there inside the NQ, working pretty well. It's likely to get up to outcome number 3, right, the 0.786 retracement. So, with the VIX index, if that closes below 1420, it'll have all the energy that it needs to do all those things, which means move even higher than that out there. So those are the two numbers inside the VIX index that I would be using to help gauge where the market is going to head to. The other side of it is, what's interesting is that, today right now, the summation index, the advanced decline oscillator reading at the bottom of the screen has turned just above 0 inside the Dow. We were above 0 yesterday inside the New York Stock Exchange. Right now, slightly below it. NASDAQ Composite is the weakest of the three out here, not even anywhere close to its 0 line out here. So that does say, trouble in River City. But the question is, when does that trouble really arrive out here? If I take a look at the NDX and the NASDAQ Composite and the semiconductor indice, all three of which really should be out in front if this was a real rally, so to speak, that was going on. But you can see they're all trading below Stevie's red line, top one being NDX 100, center portion being the NASDAQ Composite, 5268.92 is the number, and the semiconductor index out here. So this really doesn't bode well to get full hog on bullish inside of the markets. Day trading a whole different scenario out there. But with regard to taking the long and strong position, no, it's not there just yet. Now, with regard to the presidential campaign, strictly from a stock market standpoint, because I could give it to you from something other than a stock market standpoint, we're really kind of an interesting junction out here. And you say, what kind of conjunction is that? It's the conjunction here. I need to switch over to a different set of charts out here. This chart here that you're looking at, it's a thing of beauty. The red notations on this chart are the annual seasonal cycle. That is a pattern that over 84 years the market has traditionally followed. So that's a beautiful thing, and it's been working. It's working miraculously well out here. Bottom around January 30th, no, comes in February 11th. top around July 21st. Well, really as expected. Next bottom, October the 13th. That's been almost dead on balls accurate out there. So you got to like that. Yellow notations are the time periods of or the turn dates in a final year of a second-term president. Green line are the notations of the mantle being passed from one Democrat to the next Democrat. And the white lines or arrows or notations are when it moves from a Democrat to Republican. Take a look at the Brexit bottom out here. Now, how cool is this? You've got three patterns that came together, all election-oriented. And that did form a fairly significant bottom. Ay caramba, or whatever that means out there, huh? Now, how's that coming together? Now, unfortunately, because of all three of those coming together, we really don't know which one is the dominant factor. If Hillary won last night's debate, the market should start moving down from this morning. Yesterday should have been that high. We'll talk a little bit further about this when we get back from this break. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David Dwight as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back to the last segment, folks. So, we're taking a look at the stock market specifically and what we can anticipate. because actually the way that the market moves is going to be better than any polling system that is out there. And so we're really at this point here, we're over the course of the next week, because of the stock market behavior, it has not given us a clear signal just yet. So that's pretty cool. Now, the top portion of my screen, again, this is when the office goes from one Dem to the next Dem. The bottom portion when it goes from a Democrat to a Republican. There's really only two options out here, right? Now, in the case of HRC being the victorious out here, this says that the stock market, the Dow specifically, should make a top between October 16th and the 19th. And the stock market did start selling off today. Now, what it also says, if that's going to happen, you're going to see the low. So far, the low was October 13th. I know on my screen here it shows October 14th. This is the projection. This is all years of accumulated information that I can compiled into this, which was the bottom should have occurred in the Dow on the 14th. It really did on the 13th. And that's neither here nor there. But it says that if she is going to be victorious, the 13th, take a look at the low so far inside of the Dow, that will get taken out. That'll get taken out. Price will move lower into the November 14th-ish time frame. And at that stage, folks, I don't care what you think, load up the truck and get ready for a beautiful, and I do mean a beautiful holiday season, because it's going to be a Santa Claus rally that you do not want to miss. On the other hand, when the market, the stock market that is, when the presidential election moves from Democrat to Republican, the stock market actually forms a bottom around October 14th, which it has thus far. The next bottom that forms out there would be tomorrow, October 21st. So we don't have enough information just yet, because we certainly haven't taken out the low of October 13th, right? So we're switching to the 13th out here. And if that is the low, the 13th, and there's another little, pullback today, maybe pullback tomorrow, doesn't take out the 14th, and the market moves higher, that's actually telling us who's going to win. This would be the best polling system, I believe, that's out here. But I only want to utilize it for you. I want to utilize this for you so that you can prepare and anticipate what kind of market we're going to have, and so that you can make money. Because in this case here, if it goes to the Republican candidate, we're not going to have the Santa Claus rally that you'd like to have. We're going to be in a consolidation, choppy market. That's okay, too. I can help you make money in that. We'll just simply rely on these 30-minute and these 10-minute charts out there, and be willing to flip our positions back and forth be paying attention to those price relative strength divergent patterns, be paying attention to our price oscillator and change line, all the things that we should in order to assist us in our trading. So that's what the markets are doing with regard to the election cycle that is out there. So the Dow's off 35 right now. Hey, maybe that's sixth floor. That Gartley buy is where everybody got off. I've given you the numbers to pay attention to today. I'd say that the VIX index is really the key out here. Otherwise, we just have a bunch of chop that is really going on inside of the markets out here. So nothing else really to pay attention to that I can see out here. But, that doesn't mean there's not. Well, I tell you what you should pay attention to. It's actually very clear to me. You should pay attention to our next host. And that is our one and only polar bear, Mr. David White. So he's going to be up next with his take on the market. Then, of course, because it's Thursday, which is a wonderful thing, you've got the Tom O'Brien Show from 3 to 5. And even more wonderful, Mr. Wonderful, Andy Heck will be on up from 5 to 6. So, folks, have a terrific Thursday. It's turning around on a dime in both directions out there. This is a trader's paradise, and we're glad that you're with us at our paradise. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just announced a special offer for subscribers to his trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Right now, you can get a month of Larry's Fibonacci 24/7 while gaining access to his upcoming live webinar, The Pattern That H.M. Gartley Missed, taking place Wednesday, October 26th. This live workshop will be archived for subscribers if you cannot attend live. And if you order right now, we'll also send you a copy of Larry's book, A Trader's Guide to Financial Astrology. This book retails for $90, but we'll send it to you as part of this special offer that runs through the night of the workshop, Wednesday, October 26th. Sign up now and get a free copy of Larry's book, a month of his Fibonacci 24/7 trading service, and a live workshop on the pattern that H.M. Gartley missed. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, this is an offer that you can't let pass you by. Sign up today for Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.